Guys, Ivy here, and today I'll be doing a demonstration on how to do the spike volume set that I do on my clients. I know this is not one of my clients, this is a dummy eye that I like to practice on, but it does give you the same real results as it would if it was a person. So stay tuned. So today I'm going to be doing a in-depth video on lash mapping. It's not going to be too long. Let me straight to the point. So I'm using this lifelike dummy right here that I like to practice doing any style on or fanning, anything. I just use this for practice. So I'm using this today to do my style on. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen that I have used this dummy eye before. And I'm also using iLuxe lash trays and 0.5, and I'm doing DD curl. And I'll be using 19s and iLuxe as well and 0.5 just for the spikes, okay? So I'm going to be double layering so you guys can get the whole gist of it. And okay, so being that my longest length for the fans are 15 millimeters, I'm going to do my longest length for the spikes to be 17 and 19. So right now I only have on 17s going straight across, and then I'll go behind it to the lash next to it and add 19s. And that'll give you a lot of texture and definition when doing your spikes. So when I do my spikes, I like to pull from the top so that I can get all the hairs, and you can make them as thick as you want and as thin as you want. As you can see, some of them are thicker than the other one, and some of them are thinner than the others, okay? So now we're gonna go ahead and add our 19s as well. Okay, so I've added my 17s and 19s spikes on here, and remember, we're doing the length that is 2 lengths longer and 4 lengths longer than our volume curl. Then you want to do this so that you can actually see what you're doing. Also, if you want to do this in the shorter version with shorter lashes, you could definitely do that. You could do a 12 millimeters and make your spikes be 17s and 16s. I always like to double layer my spikes. So I'm going to go in with some Saline Solution just to define the spikes a little bit more so they don't be open up like how they are just a little bit here. So I use Saline Solution because it's the water based, so it's just going to dry out anyway. But some people use primer. I don't really like using primer because remember, primer, it does have alcohol in it. So I just like to use Saline Solution. So I'm going to get a micro swab and just go through it with the swabs and just a dab and just make sure that my lines, my spikes are nice and defined, like nice and solid. So this is the Saline Solution that I use. You can get Saline Solution from anywhere: Target, Rite Aid, Walmart, CVS, anywhere that sells medicine or any type of home product that you can use Saline Solution, you can buy it from. This is like $2 or $3 at Walmart. So what you're gonna put a dab of it on a pair of my tweezers, just a little dab, you can really see it. And then I like to just come straight through, like I just close it all up, close it. Close. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just improvising because I forgot my micro swabs. Okay, so this is how it looks. It looks really basic for right now, but the spikes are super defined and they're not just one length. As you can see, right? You can even see it right here. They're not one length. So this is how I like to define mine with the Saline Solution. And then I'm going to add my volume fan. So I'm doing 0.5s. I like to do a lot of 0.3s on my inner corners if I'm doing 0.5s, but I'm doing 0.5s on this mannequin. And I'm going to do DD curl, which is really, really tight. I've never done DD curl on the spike look, but I'm guessing it should be super, super cute. So sorry guys that I was not really able to show you me fanning it and placing it. It's just a little hard because I'm recording it and trying a little bit hard, so I just been stepping away and doing it. But so far these are only 15s DD curl 0.5 and the 15 millimeters like I said before. I haven't gone in with any other length. I just did the 15, so I'm going to do it in layers like that. The next length that I'm going to go in between, it looks like it's almost full, but it's not. So the next length that I'm going to go in between these 15s is 14s. On the inner corners, I'll do 13s and some 14s. And on the outer corners, I'll do 13s and 14s. So my next one that I'm going to go in with is 14s. I'm going to add just a few to give it, to fill it a little bit more. And then I'm going to come back. Okay, so I went in with some 14s. And now I just have to add the 13s on the ends. But as you can see, it is definitely coming together. Remember guys, I did 15s and 14s, so I did the bases as 15s and I went in and I mixed it in with some 14s. I like to do that because it gives it a little bit of definition, and remember that not all lashes can hold the same length on there. So you always want to mix it up. I always mix up lengths when I do lashes. No matter how the look I'm trying to do, anything, I always mix it up. I never just do one length on one person's eye. It's not natural and it doesn't look right. 0.5s, because 0.5s I feel like it's nice and thick and it also still gives you a fullness of it and it's a lot easier to grasp. And I'm not trying to get so many hairs. I'm only going to really use 0.3s when I'm doing my mega volumes. But as you can see, my spike set is starting to come together. What I did do was I did brush it all together to make it look cohesive, and so that I can see which spike needs a little bit more saline solution and which spike doesn't. Now, so it's 14s on the ends and 14s and 15s mixed through all out the middle. So now I'm going to come in and I put some 14s right here as well. So now I'm going to come in and finish it with some 13s and probably some 12s. Okay, so let's finish it out. This is the finished look. You could definitely add a few more spikes if you wanted to. But as you can see, it has a lot of definition. Super wispy, super rigid. You can tell by the different layers. You can see the different lengths and everything. And everything is just really, really well blended. This is really, really cute. 2 different curls. Don't be afraid to mix curls. And what I like about this set is it's not super, super full, but it's still really, really nice and wispy and stuff. Sometimes I feel like when you do wispy, or me sometimes when I do wispy, sometimes I make it too full. And that's the one thing that I really like about this, because I did 2 different curls. By it being DD curl, it's going to be tighter and it doesn't have to be as full. But do you see how tight that curl is on this DD curl? It's amazing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and remember, saline solution on the spikes, and I like to put them on throughout so I can see what I'm doing, even when I brush it. You see how I just brushed it and it went back to a spike because it still has some of that texture from the saline solution into it, so some of the moisture. So I remember I always like to put a spike in the inner corner part, and I always like to put one on the outer corner part so that you can definitely tell the difference. Okay, guys, so here's the outer corner spike, and here is the inner corner spike. And right here, remember we have 11s and 13s. I didn't do the 12s because I actually forgot them, but I have 11s and 13s all right here, and all throughout the middle of the eye is 15s and some 14s, and then at the end I put a lot of 14s and 15s. So I put a mixture of everything in between the lash so that you can actually see the definition. If you really look closely, you can see it's not one lash going straight across. It actually is really, really rigid, and that's what I consider to be wispy, and that's what I like to do on my clients, because I feel like it just gives us some texture and it definitely gives you a strip lash look. Remember, my spikes are 17s and 19s, and I did the double layering method that I created myself. And by double layering, I mean I do 17s and 19s right next to each other. So one lash should be 17, one lash should be 19, but they're right next to each other, which gives you a little bit more definition so that you can really tell the wispiness of it. I never like to just do one long length straight across. I always like to mix my lashes together because I'm big on definition and texture. That's just me. But yeah, guys, thank you. I will drop all the instructions to how to recreate this look down below in the comment section. And yeah, thanks, guys.